Hello and a warm welcome back for another episode of The Head Coach with me, Daniel. It's Season 4, Episode 4. We've skipped way into the new year where we're playing a big FA Trophy tie away to AFC Fylde. For the first year since we've been at Dover, we're taking this seriously. The last time we did as a competition, we got to the final with Bognor Regis against Gateshead, but it was just too far for us that time. With our early FA Cup exit this year, hopefully we can take advantage in the other trophy. But first, for those of you who were with me yesterday, you'll know that I promised to come back in December. The reason we're a little bit late is because I was so sure we were leaving the club. We've had 14 job interviews, remarkably, since the last episode. We've also had 2 jobs where we were made favourite after our interviews, and 3 jobs where we were offered an interview that we hadn't even applied for, yet still we're at Dover and don't have a job to go to. And while all that's been happening, remarkably, I've managed to ignore the fact that we've been doing absolutely brilliantly in the league. I hadn't even noticed until I looked that we've won 4 in a row. And we're now up in 4th place, just 3 points off the top of the league, and level with 2nd place Guiseley. And it would be the shock of the season for us if it weren't for Guiseley up there. So they're spoiling our fun a bit, but let's go and have a look at the results since the last episode. You were with me for that 6-2 heavy defeat against Luton, where we just ran out of steam against my beloved hometown club. After that we went to Macclesfield and had another disappointing performance and a 1-0 defeat, but as you saw a moment ago, they're actually top of the league, 3 points ahead of us, so that's the difference between us and the top of the league, this 1-0 game. We then got back to winning ways against Chelmsford with a 2-0 win, a Younger getting a brace just like he did in the FA Cup tie. Before we went to Grimsby and lost narrowly, Jason Davis got the goal, but we were let down and silenced in stoppage time in the second half. We then got back-to-back draws, firstly against Maidstone, 2-2 away, a Younger getting one of the goals again, before he did exactly the same in the 1-1 draw at home to Tranmere. We then went to AFC Fylde and won 1-0. George Null started a remarkable run which is still going on. He's been fantastic for us since he came along a couple of episodes ago, and if we are still here at the end of the season, he could be the difference maker for us, and he's probably the reason we're a few places higher than before. We then drew 3-3 away to Mansfield, a Younger and Null doing the damage again, with Null getting 2 of them. Again a bit disappointing as we let a 3-2 lead slip. But since then it's been a sea of green as we won 3-1 comfortably in the FA Trophy with a rotated side. A Younger still played and picked up a knock which has seen him out until today actually, but then Coventry came in and got a couple, returning for Mitch Brundle. We then had back-to-back comfortable wins, firstly at home to Dagenham and Redbridge, a Younger with a brace, Evans and Tretcher on the score sheet. We never looked like losing that game, and the same goes for the away game against Halifax. We were 2-0 up before they got one back, and then we went instantly down the other end to get the third with George Null, and that was a comfortable win too. We then played Hartlepool where we won 1-0 at home, but it was a really comfortable dominant performance. George Null again the key man with the goal, before we surged into a 3-0 lead against Eastleigh with a remarkable own goal, a clearance that hit straight off the back of the centre half and went into his own net. But Null and Evans got the goals again as we won 3-1 against the team that knocked us out in the playoffs last season. Thankfully they weren't playing 4-3-3. But enough said about that. We've got 2 transfers we can mention quickly as well. There's one going at the moment. We've got 3 left backs at the club who are perfectly adequate. So what does he do? He goes to try and sign a 4th when we've got shortages in other positions. But we have got a couple of ins. One of them you will have seen on the team sheet a couple of times there. We're going to call him Xavier for this. He's 3.5 star ability, 5 star potential on loan from Norwich. Can play on either wing or up front, but's been playing on the right for us. He can dribble, he can cross and he can run fairly quickly. He's got good stamina and fitness, and that's the basics that you need at this level. You can see he's got 3 assists in 7 games and he's got man of the match once as well. So he's clearly been a good signing for us. We've also got Dave Owen, who's coming on loan from Portsmouth. He's a 4-star striker with 5-star potential, but he can't finish, which really annoys me. We're going to put him on the bench today. He's only just come back from an injury. We signed him while he was still recovering. He's got poor stamina as well, so I don't know about starting games, but maybe he could be one of those super subs for us. I don't know. He can play in the advanced forward role, but again, I'm not too keen when they're dodgy in front of goal. We've also got one out to talk about, and although he's been awful this season and caused a bit of trouble, we do need to thank him. It's Ryan Bird, who's gone off to Accrington in League 2, one of the 14 job interviews I had before. He scored 64 league goals in 136 games, not all of them for us, but last season in particular he got 31 league goals in 43 appearances, and you can see his 2 full seasons under us were the 2 seasons that were up there with the best in his career at this level or higher. Only matched by his form at Burnham, which is well down a football pyramid. So we gave him a good send-off, but we're more than happy with the 4 we've got at the moment. So let's get straight into this FA Trophy tie. We've had 11 days since our last game, and we've got a week afterwards. I just checked there. We're slight underdogs, but we did beat Fylde away from home in that aforementioned game in that schedule previously. So we are confident of getting the job done today, and we're almost back to full strength with a Younger coming back from injury. So that means we've got Scott Brown in goal. Mitch Walker's just come back to fitness and he's not quite ready to start yet. We've got Pike, Parry, Casey and Senior at the back. Tretcher and Davis on the wings. I've just dropped Xavier for a game because he's just struggling with morale a bit. With Brundle's back in from a 2-match ban alongside Josh Ashby, and Nolan are returning a Younger up front, with Evans having to settle for a place on the bench as a result. So let's get into it and hope we can get through. We've got to give Dave Owen a squad number. He hasn't made an appearance yet due to injury. We'll give him 21. They're playing a 4-2-3-1. We can see they've got former Luton player Ollie Lee on the Hearts in real life. I don't quite know why he's gone there, but he's a danger man for them. We need to keep an eye on him. So let's get straight into it. We'll get them to prove a point. We played well in the last game. I don't know why they've got a point to prove, but whether that means they can win 6 in a row, or maybe it's just winning the FA Trophy or getting to a final again. We wouldn't mind a second appearance at Wembley. We haven't had one since that first season defeat in the final with Bognor, where we just played a National League side who were too good for us on the day. We couldn't compete with them. And we've had similar problems with Dover once we've got to big games such as playoffs and monster FA Cup ties. We've got a throw in early here though with Ashby with the cross to Null, but it's been knocked away by the centre half. They're bringing it across halfway on the counter attack and they've got a chance here. We've been caught out a little bit at the back as they go wide. It's always the worry with the 4-2-3-1 because they can get all 4 of them men forward, but luckily the cross to the near post has been headed wide, sorry. The words are all over the place today. I'm recording rarely after work. Normally I do it in the morning, but this time I've left it till later. And the words are going to be all over the place as a result. As the cross goes into Null, but his header finds the keeper's hands only. It's been a bit of a dodgy start for us, but we've finally had a worthwhile attack there. And we've been worthy of a highlight at long last. Here is Ollie Lee, who we mentioned before the game at the back, the former Luton player. They're bringing a nice attack forward here, keeping the ball well, and they've knocked it in behind to Noakes. And they've gone 1-0 up. We've been caught out by the long ball over the top again. It's something that we really have to work on resolving. We've got a deeper defensive line. I don't know what more we can do. The cross has come in and they've had a gilt-edged chance again, but Brown's made a great save. Younger's bringing it away and now it's our turn to have 5-on-2, but they're catching us up now. Newell's got Brundle in. Can he finish? He's hit the post and it's fallen down to the keeper. But we're still 1-0 down coming up to the half-hour mark. We're getting warnings to close players down and they've got a free kick now, which thankfully they've put high and wide. But we really haven't looked good in this game. Fylde have had 11 shots already to our 3. And Brown with the big long clearance up to Null. Can we make a worthwhile attack out of it? He finds a Younger on the left. He's got him behind. Can he get the ball across? He doesn't. He goes back to Tretcher into Null. There's the shot, but it's straight at Lynch again. And we really haven't given him much to do with our clear-cut efforts so far. And going towards half-time, it looks like we are going to go into the break behind. And the performance after 5 wins on the trot's been so disappointing. As Ollie Lee brings it forward again, those 3 in the middle are just playing triangles round us. They're taking the mick, to be honest. They've knocked it in behind again with the danger man. Cross across. And it's been tapped in by Noakes again. Doesn't look like a British now. We've got to see if he's an exotic player from abroad. No, he is English. Oh, look at him. On loan from Walsall, look at the standard of that player. He is not a National League player, and no wonder we're losing this game 2-0. He is, well, he's not world class, but he's definitely League One quality in there. I don't know what he's doing down at this level. Ashby's got the ball at the back, and it looks like even though we've taken it seriously with our first team, we are going to go out the FA Trophy. Younger's got the ball going forward, but he's been challenged by Lee. I shouldn't have mentioned him before the game. He's just been the star man since then. And this Tazdemir in the middle here, he's created both goals. I think he's got both the assists to his name. The ball's gone wide to Noakes, and he's been hitting it long from wide. Pike's got the ball with a throw-in on the right. Davis flicks it onto Null. Can he get it forward? He's held it up for too long. It's gone to a Younger, but now they've got men back. But he's found Davis again into a Younger. He's brought it down well and he's scored. Jonah Younger's back in the team and back amongst the goals. And on a stroke of half-time, we've given ourselves a sniff of staying in the FA Trophy. But it's still going to be a big second-half effort to get back on track in this one. Let's give them the team talk. We'll tell them it was disappointing and we'll try and get straight into the second half. Hopefully that goal on the stroke of half-time will make a difference. Just get them to doubt themselves slightly and get us on the front foot. So many times we've reacted in the second half with Dover. But Ollie Lee's causing trouble again. Senior heads away to Brundle and Brundle can only flick it on back to Ollie Lee again. They're playing those triangles in midfield so easily. Ollie Lee being the orchestrator of it all. And 5 minutes into the second half, we still don't look like getting a goal and getting back into the game. Parry wins the header away, but it's fallen straight to that triangle in midfield again for Fylde. They're just dominating the possession for us, and I don't want to have to go to one up front. But here they come with Fox. They've gone backwards this time, but Ollie Lee again in the middle. Tazdemir, he's going to set up three, is he? He hasn't, because Baker's been denied by Brown. But it's so easy for them to get in behind. And coming up to the hour mark, we're going to have to think about early changes, because not much has changed since the break. They're coming forward, they're dominating possession in the middle, and we don't look like we can handle it. Here is Lee again. He's been forced sideways, but he's always got those two options. It was a lovely slip ball into Fox, which Casey blocks. But they've got the ball again at the back just a minute later, and it's another attacking highlight. We've headed it away, but Ayunga's second to it, and they're able to bring it forward again. The only saving grace is that they're really starting to struggle for fitness. So hopefully in the last half an hour we can come into it if we bring some pace on. Ayunga won't be able to do 90 minutes. He was told he could only do 60 or 75. So he'll be one of the players to come off. We've got Tretcher, who's not long back from injury as well, so he might have to be one as well. As Parry hits the big ball into Ayunga, he's in one-on-one, but Ayunga's put it wide, and I just feel before his injury he might have scored that. It was a really good chance to get back into the game, but as it is on the hour mark, we're just getting more warnings to close down their centre forward, and I still can't believe he's playing in the National League for Fylde. He should be in League 1 or League 2, and if we move up the leagues, I want my director of football at my new club to sign him. We had a recent interview at AFC Wimbledon. We were favourite for the Cheltenham and Newport job since you were last with me, but none of them have come to fruition in the end. We also had interviews at Longford and Sligo in the Republic of Ireland. They offered us interviews even though we hadn't applied, as we come forward with Davis on the right and his cross hits the bar and goes wide. Don't quite know how the physics of that work out, but we're just going to have to trust that the game's right there. Ayunga finds Newell up front. We've got men forward now. Newell in again. Gives it to Ayunga, and it's a great save by Lynch. Tip behind for a corner. And for as long as we're at Dover, we've got to focus on this chance to win 2 trophies here. But that all depends on getting back into this one. Ayunga in the box, and he's put it wide again, and that's enough. Ayunga's missed 3 or 4 now. We'll get Newell into that role and bring on Evans up front. We'll take Tretcher off on the left and bring Xavier on. And finally, Newell's frustrated. I'm going to give Dave Owens a go. I don't know which way round these guys are better. He's not a good target man at all. Neither's he, to be honest. I don't know what I'm going to do with these two. Who's better in the air is the easy answer to that. 7 and 7, 10 and 5. I'll tell you what, we'll leave it with Owens on the left. He's got a bit more technical ability, so playing deeper shouldn't harm him as much. With 15 minutes to go, I tell you what we are going to do. We're going to switch to whip the crosses. We don't want to have to float them in when we've got 2 littler men up front. Hopefully that will make a difference as we get forward, and we'll go all out attack with 10 minutes to go if we're still not back in it. But it's Fylde coming forward again now, but a wonderful tackle in the middle by Ashby. Xavier clears long and Owens in one-on-one, but he's taken it early as he's been caught, and it's a long way wide, and that's my problem with a striker who can't finish. So he's rated almost just as well as Noakes is from the other side for AFC Fylde, but the difference is the finishing. And the pace is a bit of a burner as well. But Senior's got the ball at left back. Can we start building another attack? Casey goes all the way back to Scott Brown. Not the ideal start to an attack. But we need to get the ball forward. And we do up towards Dave Owen. But he's lost out in the air. It's a great name. Just about the most British name you could get, Dave Owen. He's got the ball on the left. Can he get the crossing towards Evans? He can. He's headed away, but only as far as Pike. Davis on the right. What on earth is that? He's tried to shoot. I don't know why. He's just got to whip that in the box. And we're going to go all out attack now. We're going to go attacking. We're going to run at the defence more as we've got quicker men on. And we're going to be more expressive as well and see what that does. Let's give it a go. We'll see if we can get back into it. We don't really want to go out of this. I guess it's almost a blessing in disguise with the league position I hadn't noticed. We're only 3 points off the top. And we could be challenging for a title. There's no real runaway side at the moment. Macclesfield did look very good when we played them, but they can drop points elsewhere. As the ball comes in, it's headed away, but only to their man again, and they're in surely, but Brown makes a really good save. He didn't know it was going to be a free kick, but it has been given by the referee, and we can bring it forward now. It's a big kick up towards Evans. Not having that big man up front has cost us a bit today. Tazdemir's got the ball coming forward. He's already created 2 clear-cut chances. Casey's got the long ball up, but it's to no one in the end, and Tilson brings it down. They're just comfortably going round us. As soon as they get the ball in midfield, they look comfortable. But Owen's got it to Evans here. Can he find Owen again? Owen's coming into the box. Could make himself a hero. But Lynch has to tip it wide. And it's a corner kick. It's going to be delivered by Xavier, but it's headed away. We haven't got any big men in the box, really. Baker, I don't know what he's done there, but he's had time to bring it down. and as they bring it away, it looks like Fylde are going to get away with this, and we're going to have to focus on challenging for a surprise title, or alternatively getting out of the club, which I've been promising for ages and have been so desperate to do, and it's looked so certain on a couple of occasions, none more so than this episode, which we delayed because we were so sure we'd be at a new club by the end. But Owen's in behind here and it could be about to change. Owen has the shot, but it's high and wide. We've established he can't finish now and he's not going to get many chances. It is 2-1 to Fylde. We have lost and we are out of the FA Trophy. We dominated the second half, which was really good to see, but we've just lacked a bit of quality up front, unfortunately. It's back to the league campaign. We're going to start challenging towards the title now. Now I've noticed we're actually up there. You can see it was an even battle and we've just lost out, unfortunately. It's a Saturday night, so we'll see if any more jobs have become available. Not really at our level. There's Ebbs Fleet who are lower in our league, and then after that it's all bigger teams that we haven't really got a chance at. If we go and have a look at the schedule, we'll focus on that league campaign and pick out some games in the middle of March. So I like the look of Stockport, so we'll go for that one, and then we'll play one of the ones either side. I think Guiseley were at the top, so if that's still the case, we'll do that. Dulwich Hamlet aren't far behind, so if they get closer to the top, we could always do that one instead. But we'll definitely have Stockport, the stars of our Golden Generation save that finished just a couple of weeks ago. But that will be all from this episode. If you did enjoy it, please put a thumbs up on the video. It's always much appreciated. You can subscribe to the channel below for regular Football Manager content from this head coach series every Monday to Thursday at 4:30 PM. If you're interested in FIFA 19 as well, there'll be gameplay on this channel every Friday at the same time, 4:30. If not, we'll see you back on Monday as always for the head coach. A massive thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.